Yes, sir. Aqib, Talib here. My co-host Harrison Sanford. Now, before we get into these A-plus matchups, Harrison, what we got on the show today?
You know how we do on Fridays. We're going to answer a bunch of fantasy football questions. And we also held back a little bit of that Keenan Allen interview that we did for the Wednesday show. So we're going to let some of that off, or the rest of it off, in this Friday episode. And yeah, you're right. We got to get to the A-plus matchups, a preview and a review. But first, I got to holler at you real quick. I got to know what it's like. How does it feel? How did it feel, rather, yet, to watch all those games, the Monday night football, Sunday night football? Take me through that first week of official retirement.
It was cool. It was cool, Harrison. I was a real fan this week, man. I sat in the theater room with my main game on the front screen. I had my secondary and my other secondary game on my screens to the side. It just took me back to my younger days, man, when I was just a real fan, making sure I'm tuned in for the game. I ain't like get emotional or no shit like that, Harrison, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely felt like, man, it's over now. Like, when I seen them games rolling, I'm like, yeah, it's definitely over now, man. I'm back. I'm a fan again. I'm a fan of the game. But that show you how much you love football, man. I was like, wifey, you got to go, leave the house, kids, get out of here, man. Football on, like I was about to play in a game or something, you know. But I enjoyed it, man. Bunch of good football going on. I couldn't even tell from home, watching the games on TV. Shit, they look regular. You can't even tell no fans were there, man. Guys was flying around. There was a lot of hitting going on. So, man, hey, I mean, I'm enjoying retirement so far, Harrison.
Yes, indeed. Now, my first NFL Sunday, I enjoyed it too, and first NFL Sunday of the year at least. I did have a big gripe because I'm here in LA, and they tried to also have, well, they did have the Clippers and the Nuggets game on as well. And I'm like, yo, I can't, it's so hard to make. I love football, but I love basketball, particularly playoff basketball. We got to do something about that.
You can't focus, huh?
Nah, there's already like 6-7 NFL games on that I'm trying to focus on, right?
Yeah.
And you still got the NBA playoff game on. I can't.
That could be tough.
I see that. Real quick before we get into those matchups, what was on the food menu? You know what I'm saying? You can eat different now.
Yeah, I had it. It was cheese, eggs, and croissant for breakfast. It was a regular day. For me. I didn't have like no trays laid out or no shit like that, Harrison. It was just, my wifey and the kids, they went somewhere. I can't remember where they went. So I almost had the house to myself. I really had the house to myself. So food was doing nothing at all, man. A lot of chips, a lot of flaming hot Doritos, the Ruffles, the queso flavor Ruffles, man.
You ever put those hot Cheetos on a sandwich?
Not on the sandwich. Nah, not on the sandwich. I'm not really a hot Cheeto guy myself. I eat hot chips, but not really hot Cheetos. But if I did eat hot Cheetos, they're definitely not going on my sandwich. Nah.
Yeah, I thought it was absurd until I tried it the other day. It's actually not too bad. But
my kids, I done seen my kids do it plenty of times before though.
Okay. I'm not. Therefore, I'm not alone.
Yeah, they like.
I'm not alone.
If you're not following, you can't make the A-plus matchups of the week.
All right, let's get into the A-plus matchups. Aqib, before we even get into our A-plus matchups, let's review what happened last week. We did Marshawn Lattimore versus Mike Evans. We also did Jalen Ramsey versus Amari Cooper. Then we talked about the Browns versus the Bengals. Browns-Bengals, you called it. They strapped them. Ravens that is strapped the Browns. Yeah. Marshawn Lattimore, Mike Evans matchup, pretty much how you predicted it. Evans did get a touchdown catch, but it was the end of the game, and it wasn't on Marshawn. He was on the inside, I believe.
Right.
And then, so you pretty much called that right. Now, what was different was the Jalen Ramsey, Amari Cooper matchup. We thought Jalen Ramsey would follow, but that's not what we saw on the tape.
Man, I was almost 100% sure that Jalen would follow Amari, but he didn't though, man. It's a new scheme out in LA, man. Those guys, they playing off a little more zone, like a match 3 type of zone they was playing. And Jalen went to the boundary a lot, man. You ain't seen that too much since like college time. You don't really see that too much in the NFL, like boundary corners and field corners. But the Rams had Jalen going to the boundary, and they kind of flooded the zones, took all the help to the field. So if you wanted to go to the one-on-one matchups, Jalen Ramsey was back there. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of flooded the field, left the one-on-ones backside with Jalen. I like the scheme, man. I like how they played, and it was productive.
So down for people who are trying to understand this and how it might impact their teams.
Yeah.
If they're playing this, I guess you're saying this like they're giving space in this cover. You said it was a cover 3?
Yeah, it's like a cover 3, but it's like an off man, really. Like, once guys, get into their routes, you basically play a man. So it's almost like an off man that the Rams was playing, like a free match, playing cover 3. But once the guys get into their route, you go and match them, and they forcing guys to throw the ball at Jalen.
Okay, so help me evaluate this, and maybe I'm getting a little smidgen of your football intelligence here. Maybe I'm learning something. Would it seem with this scheme that the short pass, possession, quick, shifty receivers who can break open a 15 to 20 yard after catch type of play, after like a 5-yard catch, might be the type of player that excels against this defensive scheme?
Yeah, like you see Amari, he called. I think he had 10 catches, and 81 yards. Yeah, yep. So I mean, they're giving up a lot of underneath stuff, man. They keeping everything in front of them, and if you break a tackle, you got a chance. But man, they got some good tacklers out there. So I think it's kind of like what Seattle used to do back in the day, man. They used to play cover 3. They used to make sure they tackle. They used to stand on tackling, man. So the Rams is a little bit different than that. It's a lot more matchy than that, match 3. And you're going to have to break some tackles, man, when you go against these guys. So like you said, slot receivers, guys who could break tackles, maybe tight ends who could really break tackles. That's what it's going to take, man, to be productive against these guys.
Okay. We appreciate the intel, I and the rest of our audience. All right, let's get into the A-plus matchups for this week. First and foremost, and coming from your top secondary in your no-fly zone. We talked about it on Wednesday. We'll go through it one more time here at the end of this A-plus matchup breakdown. We got Stephon Gilmore going against, maybe this is Russell Wilson's top target now. I know Tyler Lockett is still there, but DK Metcalf, Stephon Gilmore. How does it play out on the field?
Oh, man, it's going to be interesting. Of course, I can't go against Gilmore. I'm going to go with Gil all day. But he's going to have to guard some fades. DK is going to come out on a defensive right, on the left side of the offense. He's going to come out. He's going to pretty much be right there all day. And if you know anything about Russell Wilson throw fades to his left. That's what DK scored on in the game. He throw fades to his left, and he throw them often, man. That's his fade side. That's his shot side. In the red zone, they coming. And then off that fade, DK, he runs so fast, guys start running, he'll stop on you. So it's going to be a fade. It's going to be a stop route. Pretty much the only 2 routes he run over there. And you're going to just have to do a little bit more to really beat Gilmore, man. Gilmore don't have no problem running with DK. He won't have no problem jumping with him with jump balls and stuff like that. So I think he'll win the matchup, man. But, it's still going to be exciting to see.
Oh, for sure. Let's go into our next matchup. And this one's going to be a bit interesting. Some of your former teammates with the Rams. We don't know who it's going to be. Is it going to be Robert Woods or Cooper Kupp? But they're going against the Eagles. And the Eagles spent a good amount of collateral to make sure that they got their secondary fixed, because that was their big weakness defensively last year. Darius Slay against Jared Goff and one of the wide receivers for the Rams. I guess time will tell.
Exactly. So Slay followed McLaurin for Washington last week, man. It was pretty productive. He gave him like 70 yards, kept him out the end zone. And that's a win. At DB, man, we keep a guy at 60, 70, sometimes 80 yards, and we keep him out the end zone. That's a win in our book, man. So I think he won his matchup last week, and he just getting started, man. So they probably going to game plan today or tomorrow or whatever, and he going to figure out that matchup for next week. But I think it'll be Woods, honestly, just because Kupp is in the slot a lot more. The Rams keep everybody tight. All the receivers are bunched up close to the line for the most part. So, man, I like them to just keep them outside. It'll make it easier for them, man. You put them on Woods. Woods had a productive game anyway. So, man, if you keep Slay outside on Woods, man. I think it'd be a great matchup if we got to see that, man. And if we went inside against Cup, it'd be a great matchup as well. But a lot of over routes, a lot of, 7 routes, fake over routes, shallow cross. You got to have great eyes against the Rams. So that matchup is going to be dictated on Slay's eyes. If he got his eyes in the right spot, he'll be all right. If them eyes start getting lost, man, it'll be a long day for Slay. So on this one, it's tough, man. It's tough. I want to go Slay, but I know that Rams offense is so hard. And I don't really know which guy he'll be guarding yet. But I gotta go with Slay.
You sound conflicted over there.
I am, man. I want to go with that Rams offense, but I want to go with Slay. It's a toss up, man. But every time it's a toss up, I'm gonna go defense, Harrison. So I'm gonna go with Slay.
I understand.
I'm gonna go with Slay in the matchup.
All right, so let's go to the most potent offense in the NFL. At least I would think so, and a lot of people think that's the truth. Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Chargers, and obviously we've spoken to Keenan Allen already, but we want to do it from the other side of the ball. You have the Chargers as one of your top no-fly zone secondaries. At the same time, Patrick Mahomes is a movement, is by himself. So how does this play out, and who do you think potentially eats, if anybody does, against the Chargers secondary?
Man, Chiefs and Chargers. I think it'll be a great matchup, man. Big on big, definitely. And we know the Chargers, they're going to do what they do, man. They're going to give you a 4-man rush. They're going to sit in that cover 3. They switch up if they play off man, make it look just like that cover 3. So they know what they're going to get. The Chiefs know what they're going to get. And with that being said, I think they're leaning on Kelsey a lot this game. Knowing they're getting a bunch of zone, I think they're leaning on Kelsey a lot to work the middle, work those seams. And I think it's going to be a big day for Kelsey, man. I don't know about the rest of those guys, but I think it'll be a big day for Kelsey, working the seams, working underneath, man, just working zone coverage, period. Pat Mahomes and Kelsey, man, they do a great job playing against zones. So my first offensive pick of the A+ matchups, man, I'm gonna go the Chiefs. The Chiefs gonna be productive against that cover 3, mainly because of what Kelsey is gonna do in that middle.
So that was the Chargers defense. What are they gonna do on offense? Keenan Allen joined us on Wednesday. He'll give us a brief preview of the Chiefs matchup, and that's next on Call to the Booth.
In that defense though, bruh, y'all got something going, man. I say with against the Chiefs, you got to have somebody who can contain them a little bit. And y'all defense, man, y'all built to beat them, boys. Big game coming up, man. How you feel about it?
Okay, man. I think we're going to do some good things, man. We ready for it, for sure. We got the first game out, pregame jitters. Damn near preseason. It was like preseason week 3, honestly.
Yeah.
Especially with the no fans. Damn near joint practice type, one of those type fields. But I think it's going to be good, man. Home opener, going into the new stadium. And we got the Super Bowl champs. What more can you ask for? So,
right. Yeah, it is. So, Keenan like it. He like it, man. I'm doing something.
There you go. Every Tuesday we drop that Aqib's no-fly zone power rankings. We're going to get close to wrapping it up here, but I know you noticed Aqib's T-shirt. We were scrolling through your Twitter account, Keenan, and we noticed you had posted a time where you were able to meet Kobe when he visited the team, I believe. And obviously playing in Los Angeles, you know what Kobe means to this community, and you know what he means to sports in general. Can you reflect back on that moment and how you've been able to potentially channel maybe a Mamba mentality as you approach the season?
Absolutely, man. Mamba's he's one in my book, man. Yeah, I've always been a fan, always been watching his game, watching his just the way he elevates and turns up in big moments. And when he came to talk to us, he was I think one of the questions that I remember the most is what did he do to get back to being Mamba after he got injured? And that was right after I was coming off the ACL with the kidney injury. So I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm like, well, what's up, man? What did you do?
Yeah.
He was just focused on himself, stayed in the rehab mode, stayed in the weight room, he ate right, changed his diet. And he pretty much just said, just control what you can control. You can't control getting hurt. It's going to happen whenever it happens. So I just took that to heart and channeled the Mamba mentality and went and got right. So it's been working.
For sure. For sure. I think that's all we got, Harrison. You good?
I'm good. I'm good on this. And hey, but actually, we could ask for a prediction for Sunday's game.
For his game?
Yeah, we could ask for a prediction.
Nah, we can't do that, Harrison. We don't as pro athletes, we don't predict our own games, man. We just go to work, baby.
Okay.
We just go to work. Of course, we know what the answer is. What are they gonna say? They gonna lose?
We gonna win.
We gonna win.
What you want me to say? We gonna lose?
Yeah, of course we know what they gonna say, man. So we don't try to put too much bulletin board material out there. They'll blow that up to some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
Hey, K.A., I appreciate you, my boy. You already know, man. Hey, you need me, you hit me. I know schemes. I know the offense just like you do, man. Everybody in the league. So you need something from me, baby. You hit on me, man. I appreciate you.
Already. Appreciate it, big bro.
We're back with more Call to the Booth. That's Aqib Talib. I'm Harrison Sanford. And you want to come back here every Friday because we answer your fantasy football questions. Aqib's got the advice. You might as well come get it for free, by the way. So first, let's go to our video question. And if you want to submit your video questions, hit us up on Instagram or Twitter at Call to the Booth.
Yo, Aqib, what's good, man? I got to make a call to the booth. Mark Ingram, what should I do with this guy? I drafted him to be my RB2. I figured he'd get some touchdowns, but now I see they're giving the ball to the rookie Dobbins at the goal line. I want to know, can I trust Mark Ingram going forward?
I think you could trust him going forward, but I just don't know how much. I don't know how many touchdowns he's going to score because they like the young boy, man. They like Dobbins. They're giving Dobbins a lot of carries. So I used to think Mark Ingram, 20 carries every game. But, I think they're going to split that load now, man. I think he's still going to be productive, but I don't think it's going to be 20 carries every game. I think it's going to be split between him and Dobbins. And in the red zone, man, I think they're liking something about Dobbins in that red zone. So I might get rid of him. I might use him as trade bait if he was on my fantasy team, man. I might try to, go with another back, honestly.
But then that's one of those things, too, because if you do that, and then, unfortunately, this is football. Unfortunately, injuries happen. Dobbins gets hurt. All of a sudden, Mark Ingram is back to, running back one level. It's a gift and a curse when you get too impatient after week one. But I feel you. I feel you.
just how they ran it week one. I do my fantasy football projections just like I play football. So I do it with injuries not on my mind. I do it with the guys who are healthy right now, the guys who playing this week. That's what I'm going off of. Now, if a guy get hurt, I can't control that, Harrison. So, man, that's not on me. That's not on me if a guy get hurt. But, when everybody's healthy, Dobbins definitely going to get the ball, man. He's going to be in there. He had a great week last week. They're going to have him in the game plan this week as well.
Okay, so let's go to our question. This one came via I think we got this one in our email. What's your take/solution on the 49er wide receiver situation? Will they be better when Debo and Ayuk get in the mix? Or is there an issue with Jimmy Garoppolo's confidence? And that comes from John Taylor.
John Taylor, I think Jimmy is fine, man. I think once he get Debo back in the lineup, man, and Ayuk back in the lineup, Ayuk in the lineup, man, his offense is you got a guy who needs to do something in that Niners offense. So they missing a catch and run receiver, man. That's how Garoppolo gets a lot of his production from Debo breaking tackles and running yards after the catch. Excuse me. But yards after the catch is a big part of that offense, man. With Kittles, with Debo, they throw quick passes. They let guys run. They throw quick bang routes. So it's like a close slant, like a skinny post almost. They throw those routes, and they expect Debo to break a tackle and run with it, So I think once those guys get back in the lineup, man, the Niners offense get back to normal. It'll either be a bunch of runs or a bunch of play actions hitting these guys and letting them run with the football. So I think Jimmy G's confidence is good, man. He's just missing some of his weapons.
So there you go, guys. It keeps giving you answers for your fantasy football questions. All you gotta do is hit us up, Call to the Booth, Instagram, Twitter, and then you can hit us up on our email as well, calltothebooth@gmail.com.